Welcome to Good Mythical MORE. What's the best and tastiest spicy nut out there? Let's find out together.
First, let's create a new selfie face. This is the crabby middle child.
Crabby middle child.
Now you have a middle child, so make a middle child face.
Middle child is kind of forgotten, and they expect it. So even if they're crabby, it's like, I mean, if it's kind of off, like almost out of the shot, like this.
Weird.
So you put me.
Good.
You almost forgot to put me in the shot, huh?
That does look like the kind of pictures that our kids post to social media. You know, it's just like not really centered, and it's like, Dad, that's the aesthetic. That's the aesthetic. You're not supposed to center things on the thirds. That's for nerds.
We got all types of spicy nuts, including peely nuts, which can we see the peely nut butter? A peely nut is an interesting thing. These are sprouted.
Oh, sprouted. Stay away from them.
Discover the magic of peely nuts. Nature's perfect nut. Contains the highest amount of fat and lowest carbs of any nut. Perfectly suited for low carb and ketogenic lifestyles. Peely nuts are high in a bunch of stuff. Magnesium, vitamin B, manganese. Buttery taste, pre-sprouted for optimal digestibility.
Can you tell us which ones we got right?
Yes. Also, your favorite nut butter, Brett, was pistachio.
Yeah.
And Link, yours was a tie between pine nut and Brazil nut.
Brazil nut.
The first one you both got wrong. It was walnut, and Rhett guessed Brazil, and Link guessed pecan.
And when I said Brazil, and I said that there was a nut that it was leading me to, but I didn't get all the way to it, walnut was the nut that I was getting to. I would have gotten 5 right. That would have been crazy.
Now, and Stevie, you say pecan because you're from Greensboro. You're from the city.
I think I switch it up. I think that's a word I switch up. I don't switch up syrup and syrup. I say syrup, but pecan and pecan, I think I switch up.
Yeah, we determined this before. So jalapeno, oh, that's too many.
And then Rhett, you got round 2 incorrect, which was the pecan.
Link got that right. I said walnut.
Link got it right, and then the rest of them you got correct.
Wow.
And the 2 you got correct, Link, were the pecan and the pine nut.
I should have got pistachio. These are not that spicy at all.
Super subtle. Cashews are kind of take it or leave it from me.
Yeah, there is a little spicy aftertaste, but
what's the one I hated so much?
You hated the Brazil nut butter, and Link hated the pistachio.
Yeah, because I didn't know what it was. If I'd have known what it was, I would have liked it more. Now I know these are good. We have these at our house.
Oh, there's something special.
Blue Diamond, they know what to do.
They do some crazy stuff, man.
See, they don't hide. They make them bold.
This is my favorite flavor, even better than salt and vinegar for me. These are better than salt and vinegar for me. I love salt and vinegar.
I don't love a lot of sriracha stuff, but it's perfect with this.
God, something about what happens to an almond when you roast it.
Yeah. This is definitely better than these by a long shot. If
there's a nut that is better than this in this stack, I'll have a new favorite nut.
Yeah, that's a tall order. I've told this story before. We had a sack of unshelled pistachios in our studio in Fuquay, and so a lot of times we would just work right through lunch. We wouldn't eat lunch. We would just get going on stuff, and I just started eating pistachios from this big thing that you had brought in. I don't know. Whoops, that would have been.
I would call all of them in one hand.
Chili roasted. By the end of the day, I was like, man, my hands are itchy. And I was scratching my palms, and then I realized my hands are swelling. My entire hand, like the palm, the finger, even the thumb. And it was because all I'd eaten was pistachios all day.
Those are pretty nice. I'm
allergic to only eating pistachios. I don't think I'm allergic to pistachios, though.
Those are really good. They're not as good as the top of the line almond, but they're really good. They're wonderful.
Whew. And that spice kind of gets you after a little minute.
Apparently they're getting hotter too.
Yeah, so that right there comes in
At the
second.
beginning of that story, you said something that you will begin to quit saying as you get older. You said, I've told this story before. Once you get above 50, you stop saying that. You just start telling the same stories over and over again. Get ready for those days.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we put so many out there. Now we get to the peely nut. Nature's perfect nut.
Well, that's, you know what? According to
Sprouted for digestibility.
what does that even mean?
It's harder
Does that
to
mean they let them begin to think they were going to grow again and then killed them?
Yeah, they're toying with their emotions.
Why you got to do that to a nut? Why you got to think it's like I might become a plant again, and then kill it? Think about that nut. Think about how that nut feels.
These are apparently big nuts. Because they look like these are shards of a. Oh no, it's shaped just like a peanut, but a lot bigger.
Oh,
And they're
what a texture!
yeah, it's they're soft. They're not.
They're soft.
They're soft. They still have a pop to them.
They almost have like a pumpkin seed.
When you bite into it, it's almost like nothing's there. This is the first, guys. Never had a peely nut.
It's not a perfect nut though. I mean that's audacious.
I don't know. It's the flavor, even
You think
with
it's
the.
a perfect nut?
I wish we could taste it without anything added. I guess that's what we did with the butter.
If it was a perfect nut, we would know about it already. You can't just say things are perfect. You can't just do that. I mean, you can tell your kid, you're perfect. You don't mean it. You can say it.
See,
That's what's happening with these peely nuts.
It smells
The
good.
parent company is saying that they're perfect.
I don't know. I definitely like them. I'd be interested in eating some that aren't.
To me, it's better than the cashews.
Chili garlic. Yeah, definitely. I think they're better than
Whoa,
the
whoa, whoa, whoa,
pistachios.
whoa, 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 whoa! Now, just because
You heard me.
Just because you're allergic to pistachios, this is something real special. The flavor on these is kind of like what? I feel like this is.
It's more about the chili garlic.
I feel like
can't really
the
tell.
fact that they began to think that they were going to have a life again makes me feel sad for them, and that's why I don't like them. These pistachios knew their life was over as soon as they left the tree.
Okay.
See how you moved up a little bit.
What?
As long as the pistachios stay in the lead, I'll be okay. All right, hey,
Just like
slow
that.
your roll. Slow your
Just
roll.
like that.
I think they got a little too far. Hot habanero chili pepper nuts.
These are peanuts.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Oh, my stomach is getting full of.
Did you just
nut.
lose control of yourself, or did you just put them on the table?
I wanted
because-
you to be able to see them.
Well, thanks for that.
Habanero.
Wow, a peanut feels so hard after eating a soft nut.
They're so much harder
I used to think that peanuts
than a peely nut.
were wood. When I was a small child, I was like, is it just wood?
I can see how a non-thinking child would think that.
I mean,
What? Peanuts are good.
peanut's the perfect nut. That's why
Peanut.
they're the most popular nut. You know? Look,
Well,
look.
they may be the most popular nut because they're the easiest to grow.
But look at that.
I don't know that.
That's part of what makes them perfect. I mean, it's just a nut, nothing
Ooh,
else.
ooh, it's getting hot. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. Hot habanero as opposed to cold habanero chili pepper nuts. Spicy Virginia peanuts.
I don't like them as much as the pistachios. But I like them more than the peely. But I know you feel strongly about the peely. You
Yeah,
can take them home.
that's
with
why
you.
there's a gap there for it to go in. Oh my goodness. Ooh, my stomach is full now.
Oh, is that the last
my
nut?
mouth is hurting.
You know, when you come to the
From
last
the-
nut, and you didn't know that it was going to be the last nut, that's disappointing. I thought there was another nut.
I'm going back to Blue Diamond.
Blue Diamond.
You are the standard.
Blue Diamond is the best nut. And have you had just the reg nuts?
I don't. I guess yeah. Like
Yeah.
unsalted.
Just the regs. Yeah, they're really good too.
Well, they're just almonds.
No, salted and toasted.
Oh, salted and toasted.
I don't play around with.
See, these they don't say toasted anywhere on them.
Raw almonds is like what you could have been something, but you didn't become that. A raw almond is like somebody who drops out of high school. It's like right before you got what you really needed to get, which is seasoning, And toasting, you're like, I'm too good for this. I want to play video games all day.
Well, maybe they got to like do something to support their family, or they've got younger
Well, if they get their
siblings.
GED. I'm just saying they could get their GED. That's the seasoning. And then
Okay.
college is being toasted.
What about community college?
Community college counts, but then getting a special seasoning like sriracha, that's graduate school. That's a PhD right there. Stick to what you love and stick our pens on things you love. Collect all 3 mythical enamel pens now at mythical.com.